right, so I've been neglecting my 68 Dodge Coronet for a while. You know, I've had plenty of distractions since I've started this YouTube channel, and you know, if you follow the channel, you know what I've been working on, but I haven't been working on the Coronet. It started leaking from the thermostat housing, so I know it needed attention, so I haven't been driving the car. And well, today's the day. I wasn't even going to do a video around this because it's so simple. Whatever you do, do not buy one of these chrome, pretty looking piece of crap thermostat housings that come from China. You'll see these all over eBay. Okay, so I'm going to replace this piece of crap with this Mancini Racing thermostat housing, MREAL75. It's all aluminum. And let's go ahead and open this up and have a look at it. I'm pretty confident this is going to be just fine, but we'll do a comparison here to this piece of crap, and I'll show you why you don't ever want to buy one of these Chinese chrome jobs. Okay, so this is the chrome Chinese one. You could already see how it's rocking. So see light through there? This thing is basically arched, and that's why it's leaking. You're never going to get that to seal. I could probably put this on a belt sander and sand it flat, but I believe this is a pot metal underneath and it's just chromed on the outside, and I have a feeling that over time this thing's just going to warp again. So it's slated to go into the trash. This is the aluminum one, and you can see it's not rocking. It's completely flat, and it's going to seal just fine. All right, so let's get this back on the Coronet and be back in business. So you can see I did this a long time ago. I think there was 2 gaskets on here. Maybe not, I'm not sure. And you can see all the silicone, but you know, that seal just finally gave out. I did that before I figured out that, you know, chrome one was a piece of crap. So we'll get this cleaned up, get some fresh silicone on the gasket, get this thing back together, and fire her up for you guys. This is my 68 Dodge Coronet. It is the most finished car I have, the nicest, closest to being done, but it's not done. And by no means is it perfect. Yeah, it's just, it needs a lot of little stuff that I don't like to do, you know. Still missing this trim. I got to put that back on. It's missing the trim here. I don't even know what I did with it. See the inside, looks pretty nice. Headliner's crap, you know, that needs to be redone, but paint's nice. Needs a bath real bad, so we'll pull it out of here and get it cleaned up. Something else I need to do too is I need to change the alternator. I bought this alternator and it's a single pulley, and the way these pulleys are set up, it's just too far back. If I had the dual AC style pulley, the belt would go in the front groove and it'd be fine. So I need to put another alternator in this thing so the belt is straight, because the belt like this, it squeals. All right, we'll let the silicone tack up for a little bit, about a half hour or so. I'm gonna cinch these guys down now. Put the hose back on. You guys watch the backstory on this car, that video? It's an older video. I paid $500 for this car. It was out in Los Angeles. Bought it from a girl. Her dad had, it was like a father-daughter project. Her dad had painted it for her, and then she wrecked it. Pretty cool story. I'll link it here in the end so you can check it out. I like to buy the concentrated version of antifreeze. It's just a little bit cheaper. You just simply go to the grocery store and get yourself some distilled water and mix it 50-50. Nothing major, just that thermostat. Of course, I gotta change that alternator, but I don't need to worry about that to get it running here. And by the way, if you need to fill, prime your carburetor bowls, these vent tubes are the way to do it. This thing was thrown in the trash can at work, so I grabbed it out of the trash can. I thought, this is perfect. Put fuel in here and use this to prime the carburetor, and it's true, it has been perfect. I'm sure you can buy these somewhere, probably Amazon. Anyway, should be enough gas to get this thing to fire. Put water in here and antifreeze, and it's not leaking, so we got that fixed. Don't ever use the chrome ones, especially like on eBay or wherever. Come from China, they're pot metal, they warp, they're junk. Get yourself one of those Mancini ones that's all aluminum, and you won't have any issues. This video is turning into also, carburetor situation. The car sat long enough that the last time I fired it up, gas was kind of leaking out of it everywhere. This carburetor I had taken apart, misplaced the parts, it's been laying around. I started to rebuild it. On this one, I started to gather all the pieces that were missing, and then I found the pieces. So we got those cleaned up, put in the carburetor. Hopefully, it'll fire up and run and won't have any issues. The big issue with this car is it runs freaking hot. So what I need to do is I need to go through the timing, make sure that the timing isn't all out of whack. I didn't do total timing. I've just never really went back, So like, it runs good. It just runs hot. So one of the contributing factors might be timing. So we're gonna go through all the timing on this car in a later video. And as much as I'm hopeful that that would fix it, I don't think it will. I think we're gonna have to address the radiator and fan and all that kind of stuff and deep dive into that. But that's gonna be another video also. So videos to come, timing. Video after that will be cooling system. We'll see if we can get this car running cool. I've only got 2 weeks till the show and go in Riverside, and man, this winter has been weird. It's been a very long winter. Seems like it's skipped over spring and we are straight into summer. It is freaking hot. And this car runs hot. So I'm hoping I can get the cooling system squared away in the next couple of weeks and actually take this car to that event. Yeah, 2 weeks isn't a lot of time. And radiators and stuff aren't cheap, so we'll see. But for now, this concludes the video, but stick around. I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up and pull it out and give it a bath. And I don't think you're gonna wanna miss it because she sounds so good and you're gonna wanna hear her run. Now I might get a squeal from that belt to the alternator. That part's gonna suck. But if it doesn't squeal, you'll at least get to hear her idle, and I think you'll be happy. And don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends and all that good stuff. Or don't, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. But I do appreciate it if you do. And let's go ahead and fire this up. All right, that looked like to me the needle and seats were not doing their job. I'm just pulling this off so I can see the needle and seat, the copper piece basically, or brass piece. See where it's at. So obviously if that's not shutting it off, I've got to drive it down farther. I'm gonna go about halfway down the depth of this lock nut. See what that does. Now Norm, if you're just making a quick tweak, you would just loosen this and give it a tweak with the wrench. But again, I'm going for the visual. Let's see how that does. Still needs to go down further. Try that. My 440. I bought a 71 Dodge Polara 4-door once. It had a rod knock. I think I paid $500 for that car. Maybe it was $250 or $300, somewhere in there. It ran, everything was here except it had a rod knock. So bought it, pulled the motor out, rebuilt that motor and dropped it in this car. So this car is originally, it's just a Coronet 440 model. Originally had a 318 in it. I bought another Coronet that was wrecked, pulled the 383 out of that, put it in this car, had a lot of fun with that, and then of course went to this 440. So very happy with this motor. It's a mild 440. It's it's bored 30 over, stock stroke. It's got an RPM intake manifold. It's got a 44 lift hydraulic Mopar purple shaft cam in it. All stock valve train, nothing fancy. Does have Edelbrock RPM heads on it, which have given the car a little bit extra oomph, So this thing gets it on the street. It's probably not going to set any records at the drag strip because it's a full body car. It's heavy. The fastest ET I went was 8.1 in the 8th mile. I think it's about a 13-second and a quarter mile, so not bad for a motor that's pretty mild inside. 9.5 to 1 pistons, so yeah, nothing fancy. I need to get an angle bracket for this too and turn it straight up and down. Luckily I haven't lost it yet. I'm blowing up the coil. a little bit cleaner. Yeah, it's been a while since she's been painted and been super clean. Unfortunately, you just cannot keep them perfect if you drive them. You know, they're just gonna get, paint's gonna peel, burn, it's gonna get greasy and oily. Just how it is. Still runs good. Need to bump the idle up a little bit, and I definitely got to change that alternator, get rid of that squeal. It's driving me crazy. We'll do that on the next video.